Here are the most important metric if you're running a SaaS business. No matter what sports you're playing, there is a scoreboard. And business, unfortunately, is a sport. And whether you like it or not, there is a scoreboard. So if you want to play the game properly, you have to know the score and you have to know what to track. And there is a primary metric and there is a secondary metric. Okay. There are things that happen in the background that impact the primary indicator. For example, you're playing football, right? So the score that you see on the scoreboard, it's just the, which team is winning, which team is losing. But what matters is which team is good at passing the ball, which team has a really good athletes that can run a lot of miles, right? Which team has players that are really, really fast, which team can pass the ball easily, quickly, swiftly, right? Which team is more consistent. So there are a lot of things that goes into playing a football, just like that. Whenever you're playing a game of SaaS business, there is a lot of things that matters. And luckily for you, there's only 3 things that matters. And this is the thing that I track almost every day. I want to know this number almost every day and the lag indicators behind it as well. So what are those 3 numbers? So the number 1 is uses. So what is the uses of our SaaS? What is the uses of our company, right? How much people are using the software? So if you have a consumer product, right? If you have a consumer SaaS iOS app or something like that, a video game, right? People may use that more. So you want to optimize for that. But there are other software like B2B SaaS, the uses may be less because people just want to check the numbers. They just want to make sure things are happening and then they want to, go about their day. So sometimes more uses can be good or bad depending on where and what situation you and your customer are in, right? For example, sometimes the customer may just be using the product more because there is an issue and they just couldn't figure out how to do it. So they're trying to use the software more, but they're using the software more because there is an issue, right? And they cannot figure out the solution for it. You don't want that kind of users, right? You want the users where people keep checking your software again and again because they like how helpful it is. They like how useful the software has become to their daily process, to their daily day-to-day of their business. So that's what you want to be. You need to make sure to track that. There's an example of Facebook, right? People use Facebook 4 to 5 hours per day. That's a lot, right? People use iPhone almost 4 or 5 times an hour, right? That's insane, right? And whenever they do, they use it for 2 to 3 minutes and sometimes they use it for 2 to 3 hours. So that's the product you want to have, right? Where people keep on using it, they just cannot stop using it. So those are the products you want to have and you want to build. The number 2 is the retention. Once you know people like it, then you also got to know that they are using it again and again, and they're paying again and again as well. Like they're not just like canceling the subscription and they're just using the free plan, right? They want to keep using again and again and paying for it every month and month and month, right? But people are only going to pay if the first thing happens, which is they're using the software. They signed up for a free trial. They like it so much. They keep using it. When the trial ends, they're like, this is such a helpful software. I have to pay for it, right? So when they pay for it, now you want to know how long they stay, right? And the longer they stay, the better. If you're building a B2B SaaS, then you want them to keep paying until they no longer exist, right? So that's the software you want to build where they just cannot stop paying for it. They just want to keep using it again and again every month and forever. Right. So that's the retention. There is many ways to track a retention. You want to make sure that you're not tracking a new customer, new revenue in the retention revenue, right? You want to make sure it is completely isolated from the new revenue and it is isolated in a fixed period of time. Now, some people also track churn along with the retention. Churn gives you the data of how many customers are staying in the platform or how many customers are dropping off the platform, right? Now, even in this situation as well, you want to know by day to day, how many people are on the day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, right? You want to look at a specific time period and you don't want to include a new customer in that. You don't want to do daily churn because it's kind of hard to know what is the daily churn when you're including a new customer metric in there. You want to look at a specific time. So you have a time, day 1, day 2, day 3, and then you have a customer on the side and you can see the metric. So that's the churn and that's the retention. So the number 3 is referral or WOM, word of mouth. Word of mouth, referral, whatever you want to say. Once you know people are using your software, once you know they are using it every day and they love it so much they are paying for it, now what you want to know is that are they telling their friends about it? Because when they start telling their friends about it, that's when you have exponential growth. That's when you don't have to do SEO. That's when you don't have to do YouTube channel. That's when you don't have to pay influencer. That's when you don't have to run paid ads, right? Because when your software is so good that they tell their friends about it, it starts compounding. You don't have to do any marketing and the software just keeps growing. And any marketing that you do just exponentially grows your business. And you're going to have so much higher profit margin, so much better profitability. You can pay your team higher. You can grow your business faster as well. You can think of it this way. Every one customer that you get, if they refer to 2 other customers, right? That one customer is actually not just one customer. That's actually 3 customers because that one customer tells their friend about it. That brings 2 other customers, right? So by getting 1 customer, you're actually getting 3 customers because they tell their friends about it. And that's the key metric. That I think is the most important one, is that they like your software so much that they cannot stop talking about it, right? For example, me using this microphone from Shure brand, they do a pretty good job. And if anybody tells me, hey, what kind of microphone do I use? I just tell them, hey, get the same one. This is fantastic. It does the job. It is very simple setup. It works, right? And then the same goes with the Apple iPhone, right? When someone tells me what phone do I use, it's just iPhone, right? I have always been using iPhone for a while now, and it's just simple, easy to use, and I recommend it. So you need to build a SaaS that when they're just having a casual conversation, they feel comfortable and good about telling them, right? For example, I use this software for recording. I think it is good, but I don't personally like it so much, and the process is a little bit of hassle. So I can tell you, but I'm not going to tell you because I don't want to associate myself with this software at the moment, right? But if it was really good, if it was above expectation, right, then I would probably tell you about it. But I don't want to tell you about it because it is just okay, right? So that's the thing. Like, you want to build something that is so good that people tell their friends about it. Okay. So those are the three things: uses, retention, and referrals. Now, there are other indicators like LTV, return on ad spend, CAC, customer acquisition cost. You want to know NPS, net promoter score. So you want to know all those things. Those are the lag indicators, and lag indicators are very important as well. Those matters, those impact how your key indicators do, right? You should actually focus on lag indicators more than the key indicators. But the key indicators give you even overall broader picture than the lag indicator will do. Lag indicator is just day-to-day grind. This is more for your team members than for the CEOs. All right. If you enjoyed this video, you may like the other one. Take care.